Hi and welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz of Chicago Law Luxury Makeup. In today's video, we are going to be trying the brand new Tom Ford foundation and primer, as well as a few other new products I've picked up. So if you're curious to hear my thoughts on this brand new foundation and see what else I picked up, keep watching. Good morning. Today we are going to be talking about the brand new Tom Ford Architecture Soft Matte Blurring Foundation and the brand new Shade Illuminate Radiance primer. So I did pick up both of those. We're going to talk about them. I'm going to use them. I'm also going to throw in a few other new products that I have recently picked up to do a full face of pretty much new makeup. But primarily I do want to focus the video on this brand new foundation. I have been wearing it for a week. I wore it every single day this last week. I do really like it. But I want to go ahead, apply it, show it to you guys, and do some swatch comparisons. I will also insert a video of me doing a side-by-side comparison with the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. I think you're going to be shocked when you see the side-by-side. So let's go ahead and get started with the primer. Again, this is the Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Primer. This is really nice. The packaging is very stunning, just like all Tom Ford packaging. The bottle though, the bottle is extremely luxe. So here is the bottle. It is a glass bottle. It looks just like the Shade and Illuminate foundation, and you'll see that the color of the primer is this beautiful soft pink, and when you blend it in, it has this beautiful like iridescent glow to your skin. I really like it. So I take 2 pumps. That is what it looks like. That is the consistency. It does have a fragrance. I think it smells like baby wipes. It's just like that very fresh fragrance. So you can see there is definitely a glow, and that is that soft radiance. And I think it is slightly iridescent, and it reminds me a lot of this La Mer primer that I have. This is the Hydrating Illuminator. And this also has that same iridescent glow. So that is what the new Tom Ford reminds me of. It reminds me of this La Mer primer. I have worn this primer under different foundations. I think it works really well. It's not as hydrating as I thought it would be. So if you are someone with really dry skin and you wanted to use, say, a matte foundation, I think you will need something a little bit more hydrating than this primer. If you are someone who has combination to oily skin, I think you will be able to wear this underneath a matte foundation and it'll look beautiful. Like I said, I have worn it under the matte foundation, this new Tom Ford one, but I've also worn it under other like radiant foundations, and I thought it worked just fine as well. But I do think that it is very pretty. All right, so now for the foundation. Now again, this is the brand new Architecture Soft Matte Blurring Foundation. So a very similar bottle, same shape, but you do have a frosted glass as opposed to just the regular glass. And if I put them up side by side, so this is the primer and this is the foundation. I have shade 4.7 Cool Beige, which is my winter shade, and I'm actually going on vacation today, so when this video goes up, I'll actually be on vacation. So I wanted to make sure to get this review done for you, because when I get back from vacation, this is probably not going to work. But I'm going to take 2 pumps. There is the consistency. It's fairly runny, but it's going to give great coverage. And I will just do half my face so I can show you guys what it looks like. Now, normally when I do a foundation review, I always use the Sisley Double Tinture, right? I mean, that's just like a consistent primer that I use with every single new foundation. And I have worn this foundation with the Sisley, but because I was doing the Tom Ford foundation, I thought I would also talk about the Tom Ford primer, which is why I'm wearing it. But because this isn't a first impression, I can tell you that it does look really nice with the Sisley primer as well. So that is how much I used. I probably used about 1.5 pumps for that side of the face. But my right side has the foundation, My left side does not. So you can see how much coverage it gives and how well it just blends down, and it looks so good on the face. So I will go ahead and apply it to the other half of my face. So here's how that foundation is sitting right now. It is definitely a matte foundation. If you have dry skin, this may not be the foundation for you. I'm just being honest. I think it is beautiful. It looks really, really good on my skin. I have combination to oily skin, so I think it works perfectly for my skin type. But again, I have combination to oily, so if you have dry skin, I don't know that this would work because it's definitely matte. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of concealer on, and then we'll do some swatch comparisons to the Traceless Soft Matte Foundation, and I will talk about the differences. So for concealer, I'm going to use the Shade and Illuminate concealer. I did a side-by-side comparison of these two foundations. They are almost identical. Honestly, very, very similar. I will insert the video of me applying these foundations to my face side by side. Honestly, almost identical. I will do swatches for you right now because I cannot for the life of me remember if I actually did swatches in that other video. So in case I didn't, I will swatch them. I will be able to show you the consistency of each one compared to the other. But I can tell you, I wore those foundations side by side all day, probably about 13, 14 hours. When I got home at the end of the night, my face looked the same on both sides. I could not see a difference at all. I did not see a difference when I applied it. I didn't see a difference after I put all my makeup on. And when I took my makeup off at the end of the night, I saw no difference whatsoever. Say all of that to say that if you have this Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation, I do not think you need to go out and get the brand new one right now. Once this one runs out, I'm not certain if they are going to keep making this one. So if you love this foundation, you will love this one. All right, so I'm going to start with the Traceless Soft Matte. I will take a pump of the brand new Architecture Soft Matte. So they are a little bit different shades, but there is, I mean, even the texture and the consistency look very, very similar. Like you really wouldn't be able to say that those are different foundations. And then when I blend it out, again, almost identical. I will go ahead and insert that video for you now so you can see side by side on the face how similar they are. Have a new cream contour product, so I'm just going to go in with the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. I have Shade Intensity 2. I'm going to take my Bobbi Brown full coverage face, and I'm just going to go in and pick up a little bit with that brush, and then we will tap it in. I do have the brand new Natasha Denona face palette, so I'm going to be using that today for bronzer, blush, and eyeshadow, and I'm very, very excited to see how it wears. I don't have a new powder, so I'm going to go in very, very lightly with the La Prairie. I do not think that I really need a powder. This is a beautiful, beautiful matte foundation that does not need a powder, but I do like to set my cream products with a little bit of powder. So I'm going to go in very, very lightly with that loose powder. Before we go on to this brand new face palette, I do want to go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm going to be using the Trish Mcevoy, the Eye Base Essentials, and I have shade Bare. So I'm just going to pop that on, and we'll let that sit while I do my face makeup. Here is the brand new Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. This has bronzer, blush, and eyeshadow in it. I picked this up during the Sephora sale. I also picked up another Natasha Denona palette, but I really want to use this one first. So here is the palette. Here you've got the bronzer, the blush, and then you've got 5 eyeshadows down there that look absolutely gorgeous. Let's start with the bronzer, and it's labeled bronze and contour. I'm honestly just going to mix all 3 of those shades together and I use it just as one. Now, as I am filming this, it is Friday and we are leaving this afternoon, but I am supposed to be getting the brand new Guerlain bronzer. I hope it comes before I leave. I really do want to see it. And if it does come before I leave, you guys will have already seen me post about it because I will take photos and get those up on Instagram. I think that the bronzer looks beautiful. All right, so here is that Natasha Denona bronzer. It's not very deep at all, which I guess is good. I can kind of build it up to the level that I want, but it is pretty. Let me swatch these for you. I'm going to start with the lightest shade. And this is the middle. It's very creamy. And then the deepest. That is what I will say. It was very, very creamy to the touch. And now I'll go swatch these blushes. Here's the lightest shade and the deepest. And that was also very soft and very creamy. So now I will go in, and again, I'm just going to mix both blushes together. I did pick up several blushes during the Sephora sale. And I also had shopped Ulta before the Sephora sale. So I think I have 3 or 4 of the newly reformulated NARS blushes. And when I get back, I'll do a dedicated video just on those blushes. But I'm excited to try those. And then I also picked up the brand new Rare Beauty blush. I got one of those. So I am blushed out, you guys. I think that this blush is beautiful. That is really, really pretty. Again, I just mixed the 2 shades together and I love the way it looks on the cheeks. That is really, really pretty. All right, so now for the eyeshadows, I will go ahead and swatch all 5 of these shades. I'm going to start here with the deepest one. It is called Every Day. It's a beautiful bronze. And then the next one is Dreamy. And this is a glitter topper. And the middle shade is Statement. It's a beautiful matte brown. Soft, like a beautiful rose. And then last looks like another matte, and it is Casual. That's really pretty. I was not expecting that shade. It looks more gray in the pan, and when I swatched it, it definitely looks more taupe. It looks like there's some brown in there. Those are beautiful. Oh, I am so excited. So excited to use these. I'm going to start with the pink. I'm going to go in with the pink. Again, it is called Soft. And I'm going to take it in the crease. That's pretty. I'm torn as to which of the darker shades I should use. Now, I haven't watched any videos on this palette, so I wasn't sure how other people were using it. That's pretty. That's pretty. It is just as the color describes it. It is very soft. It's not a very deep pink, which I do appreciate. I do like. I think that that's really, really pretty. All right, so now I'm going to go, I don't know. I like all 3 of those darker shades, and I don't know why I would want to use all 3 of them together. I'll go in with the lightest of the 3, and this is Every Day. I'll start with that. You can't really see it. Maybe I need a different brush. It's just not really showing up. So I'm going with a mini booster, which is a little bit more denser and starting to show up. So I guess you could use Everyday as like a crease shade. That would probably be really pretty. I don't think it is deep enough to wear for the outer corner. So now I'm going to go in with Statement. That's the darkest brown. And that one is showing up. Let me know if you guys picked up this palette and if you've used it. I have to be honest, I'm not super impressed with the shadows. But maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. It could be any number of things. It could be the brush I'm using. It could be the primer. There are honestly so many variables when it comes to creating an eye look. So I'm using that classic crease again to just blend and diffuse. Don't get me wrong, I think it's very pretty. It's just taking more effort than it should. That's what it comes down to. I'm not someone who likes to spend a lot of time on my eye looks. I want to just pick up a palette that I know works and just easily apply it. I don't have 20 minutes in the morning to spend just on an eye look. Energy Builder, I'm going to go into that glitter topper, which not my favorite, but we're going to see what it looks like. I think it works with this, with these shadows. Again, that classic crease just to blend and diffuse. I do really like the eye look. I think it is very, very pretty. I just think it took more work than it should have. I'm gonna take a BK Beauty 207. I'm gonna go into that bronze shade called Everyday and take that under the eye. And it's not really even showing up under the eye. To me, that shade is like a dud. So now I'm going to go in with the darker brown Statement. I don't know. Again, I think that the eye look is pretty. I think it took more work than it should have, and I don't think that these shadows blended as nicely as other Natasha Denona eyeshadows. I'm going to go put on some eyeliner, put on mascara, and then we'll be back to see the finished eye look, and I do have a few new lip products. All right, there's the finished eye look. Again, I think it really is beautiful. It just took more work than it should have. And I really wasn't that impressed with the formula. I'm not going to do any swatch comparisons to the eyeshadow. I think that these shades are pretty standard amongst everyone's collection. They are very, very neutral shades that you probably already have. So I'm not going to spend hours doing swatch comparisons. Now for this new lip. During the Bergdorf sale, I picked up the case for this Clé de Peau lip liner. By mistake, I had purchased the Clé de Peau, just the refill for the lip liner, and it does not work without the case. So during the Bergdorf sale a while back, I did pick up the case. So now I can use this new to me Clé de Peau lip liner. I picked up shade number 1. So here is the case. You do, it just is a twist up on one side, and then it comes with a brush on the other end. So go ahead and line my lips with that. It is very creamy, very creamy. I really like it. I can see myself reaching for this every single day. And I love that it's a twist. I don't have to get out a sharpener. It's so easy to use. Now for lipstick, I picked up one of the new YSL like lip oil balms. I will put the exact name and shade that I picked up down below because I do not remember. But this is the case, and then that is the shade that I got. It is very, very pretty. It is a lot less pigmented than the like candy glaze balms. I did think it would be similar, but it is not. It is completely different. Much thinner. But it does feel very nice on the lips. I don't think that this is going to last very long though. I will probably have to touch up very shortly. But I think it is beautiful for just a quick everyday look. I do really like it, and I do really like this color. So here is the finished face. Like I said, I have been using this foundation for the past week. I really like it. It lasts all day. My face does not get oily at all. I think it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But if you have that Traceless Soft Matte, don't go out and buy this. Like, to me, they are very similar. Almost identical in my opinion. If you don't have it, this is a beautiful alternative. I think it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And I will continue to wear it, and I will continue to try it up against other like soft matte foundations that I have. I am very curious to see how it compares to the Sisley. I haven't done that comparison yet. I will. I just haven't done it yet. But so far, I'm really enjoying it, and so glad that I was able to pick it up. As for the Natasha Denona face palette, I thought the blush was very pretty. I could probably do without the rest of it, if I'm being honest. I don't know that I would reach for the bronzer that often. I thought that the bronzer was pretty. It's not spectacular. It's not better than anything I already have in my collection. And I thought, again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but the eyeshadows were just average. Now, for the lip liner and the lipstick, I really do enjoy both of those a lot. The Clé de Peau lip liner, why have I been sleeping on that? It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And this new lip balm from YSL is very nice as well. But let me know down below, have you guys tried any of this? What are your thoughts? Let me know what you guys also picked up from the Sephora sale. My boxes are very slowly trickling in, so I only have some of the stuff that I've picked up so far, but I did want to do just a quick video getting some of this new makeup up for you. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.